Hi students. So today in this video we are going to discuss about errors and approximations, which is actually a part of applications of derivatives. So already we have made some actually videos based on differentiation also. So application of derivatives, this is one of the topics in that, errors and approximations. So right, so before starting the actual part, let us discuss the basic terminologies which we have to deal with in this chapter. So first we will discuss about infinitesimal. So infinitesimal is actually, the meaning of this is very small value or almost approximately equal to zero. That is very small, nearly zero. Approximately zero but not exactly zero. Such a small value will be called as infinitesimal. So infinitesimal is a very small value or approximately or nearly zero, approximately zero but not exactly zero, very small value. So if we consider a variable x, then delta x is referred as infinitesimal of x. So delta x is referred as infinitesimal of x or infinitesimal in the variable x. Similarly, delta y is infinitesimal in variable x, in variable y or of y. So here delta x is infinitesimal in the variable x means it is a very small value related to x, which is also called as very small change in x or very small error in measuring x. So this is referred as a small value which is called as a small error in measuring the value of x, or delta x can be called as a very small change in the variable x. Similarly, delta y is a small change in y, or it can be called as a small error in measuring y, small change in y, or it is called as a small error, very small error in measuring the variable y. So delta y you can take as error in y, simply error in y, or you can call it as error in measuring y, which is called as absolute error. You can also write it as absolute error in measuring y, absolute error in measuring y, or simply I will write as absolute error in y. Okay, delta y is referred as absolute error in y, and delta y by y, this is referred as relative error. So relative error, because this is delta y with reference to y, means original value of the variable. This is the error in measuring y. So this is referred as a relative error in y, and delta y by y into 100, this is referred as the percentage error. This is referred as the percentage error in measuring y. Okay. So delta y is error or absolute error in y, relative error is delta y by y, Percentage error in measuring y is delta y by y into 100. So the same terminology we can write in terms of x also. So we can write all these in variable x also. Delta x means error in y. Delta x by x means relative error in y. Delta x by x into 100 means percentage error in x. Sorry. Delta x by x means relative error in x. Delta x by x into 100 percentage error in x. Okay, so these are the general terms which we have to use. So we will discuss some more terms which we have to use in the discussion of this topic. So if y is equal to f of x, if y is equal to some function in x, so y is actually some function in x, then delta y, that means error in y, this delta y we can take as f of x plus delta x minus f of x. So delta y means error in y, that we can take as the difference between actual f of x value and f of x plus delta x. So x plus delta x means original value of x plus error in measuring x. So the function with x plus delta x and with f of x, difference of these two is nothing but delta y, that is the error in measuring y. Okay, and one more term dy. Dy is actually differential in y. Dy means differential in y. Dy means differential in y. I will write here, dy is differential in y. Differential in y can be taken as f dash of x into delta x, where f dash of x is the first derivative of f of x. F dash of x represents the derivative of f of x. Okay, so here f of x plus delta x we have written here, no? So to find this f of x plus delta x, so we can use the formula f of x plus delta x is approximately equal to f of x plus this dy. F of x plus this dy, that means f dash of x into delta x. So f of x plus delta x means x plus its error can be approximately taken as f of x means original value of y plus the differential in y. So f of x plus delta x formula approximately f of x plus f dash of x into delta x. So these are the basic formulas of the terms which we have to use while we are solving problems related to errors and approximations topic. Okay, so let us move on to problems discussion now. Now see this question, find delta y and dy if y is x squared plus 3x plus 6, x is 10, delta x is 0.01. So y is given, x is given, delta x is given, you have to find delta y and dy. So first let us calculate delta y. First we will do delta y, after that we will do dy. What is delta y? Delta y is actually f of x plus delta x, f of x plus delta x minus f of x. This is actually delta y. We know f of x value. F of x is nothing but this one, y. Remember that always y is equal to f of x, function in x. So this is f of x. this value must be taken as f of x. So we know f of x value here, and using f of x we will write f of x plus delta x. Okay, so f of x plus delta x means see f of x. In place of x, you take x plus delta x. Okay, so here we will get x plus delta x whole square plus 3 into x plus delta x plus 6. This is f of x plus delta x minus f of x means x square plus 3x plus 6. Now simplifying this, x plus delta x whole square means like a plus b whole square model. So we will write this as x square plus delta x whole square plus 2 into x into delta x plus 3 multiplied with this one, 3x plus 3 delta x plus 6 minus x square minus 3x minus 6. Now you can see that x square minus x square is cancelled, 3x minus 3x cancelled, 6 minus 6 cancelled. What is left now? Delta x whole square plus 2 into x into delta x plus 3 into delta x is left. So take delta x common now. So delta x common means we will get delta x plus 2x plus 3. Now we know all the values, just substitute. Delta x means 0.01 plus 0.01 plus 2 into x is 10 plus 3. So when you simplify 0.01, so what is this? 23 plus 0.01, so 23.01. So when you multiply these two, you will get 0.2301. So this is the value of delta y. So delta y value we got here. Now we have to find dy. So dy I will try to complete here. So we know that dy is actually f dash of x. What is f of x here? This is f of x. Okay, so dy can be taken as f dash of x into delta x. So this is f of x. F dash of x means derivative of f of x. Derivative of f of x means derivative of x square is 2x and derivative of 3x is 3. Derivative of 6 is constant, no 0 into delta x. Now substituting 2 into x value is 10 plus 3 into delta x is 0.01. So therefore this is 23 into 0.01. So that is going to be 0.23. So that is the value of dy, and earlier we found delta y. Okay, so this completes the required question. So next question, find delta y and dy if y is given as 1 by x plus 2 where x is equal to 8 and delta x is given as 0.02. Okay, so here y is equal to 1 by x plus 2 means this is referred as f of x. So f of x is 1 by x plus 2 because always y is equal to f of x. X is given as 8, delta x is given as 0.02. So first we will find delta y. So we know that delta y is f of x plus delta x minus f of x. So this is f of x. Using f of x plus delta x will be, just instead of x, write x plus delta x. So f of x plus delta x is x1 by x plus delta x plus 2 minus f of x is 1 by x plus 2. So using f of x we have written f of x plus delta x. Now taking LCM and simplifying. So x plus delta x plus 2 into x plus 2. So first term is x plus 2 minus of x plus delta x plus 2. Now after simplification, numerator x can be cancelled, 2 can be cancelled. So numerator minus delta x is left. By denominator is x plus delta x plus 2 into x plus 2. Now substitute all the values. Delta x we know 0.02. So minus 0.02 x plus delta x plus 2. So x plus delta x plus 2 means it is 10.02 x plus 2, that means 10. Okay, so you can also write this as minus 0.02 means minus 2 by 100. 10.02 means you can write as 1002 by 100 and into 10. This 100 I can cancel. So therefore this is going to be minus 2 by 1002 into 10. So this I can cancel 5 times. So minus 1 by 1002 into 5, that means 5010. Minus 1 by 5010. If you further simplify that one, so we have to simplify further. So minus 0.000, if you simplify this further, minus 0.00019 something you will get. 0.0001996 after simplification. So this is delta y. Now we have to find dy. Okay, now let us find dy. So delta x is completed. Sorry, delta y is completed. Now let us find dy. So we know that dy is f dash of x into delta x. So this is f of x actually. F of x is 1 by x plus 2. So f of x is 1 by x plus 2. Therefore, what is f dash of x? So we know that when f of x is 1 by x, then f dash of x will be minus 1 by x square. So derivative of 1 by x will be minus 1 by x square. So therefore, this is f of x. F dash of x is minus 1 by x plus 2 whole square. That is, instead of x we have x plus 2 here. So instead of x we have x plus 2. Therefore, I applied this formula. Now we have to write into derivative of x plus 2. Derivative of x plus 2 is 1 only. So no need of writing that. So into delta x. Now substituting, this is minus 1 by x plus 2 whole square. X plus 2 means 8 plus 2 whole square into delta x. So this is minus 1 by 10 square. That means minus 1 by 100 into 0.02. So 0.02 means that is 2 by 100. So this comes out to be minus 2 by 10,000. minus 2 by 10,000. Minus 2 by 10,000 means what? Minus 0.0002. Okay, so minus 0.0002. This is the value of dy. Okay, the next question. Find delta y and dy if y is equal to e power x plus x is equal to 5 and delta x is 0.02. So delta y, let us calculate first. We know that delta y is f of x plus delta x minus f of x. What is f of x? This we have to take as f of x because y is equal to f of x always. So f of x is e power x plus x. So f of x plus delta x means instead of x write x plus delta x. So e power x plus delta x plus x. This is f of x plus delta x. Okay, just instead of x, we have to write x plus delta x. Now minus f of x means as it is e power x plus x. Now this plus x and minus x will be cancelled. So you can write this as e power x into e power delta x plus this x will be cancelled. So plus delta x minus e power x. Okay, so now clearly e power x you can take common in these two terms. So e power x common in these two terms. So e power delta x minus 1 is left plus delta x. Now you substitute all values. So e power x means e power 5. E power delta x means 0.02 minus 1 plus delta x is 0.02. So once you substitute all values, you will be getting like this. Okay. Now let us calculate dy. So dy means f dash of x into delta x. This is dy. So f of x we have here. F dash of x, derivative of f of x will be e power x derivative is e power x only plus x derivative is 1. So this is f dash of x into delta x. Now substituting e power x is 5 plus 1 into delta x is 0.02. So e power 5 plus 1 into 0.02. So this is the value of dy. No need of simplification. Okay. Now find the approximate value of square root of 82. So to find the approximate value of the square root of 82, I will choose f of x corresponding to this function as root x. Because root 82 you have to find correspondingly. I will take f of x as root x. Let us take that function like this. Now, since we have square root of 82, we will try to take the nearest perfect square for 82 as x. Nearest perfect square for 82. What is that? 81. And the difference of this perfect square value and the original value within the square root. What is the difference between this one and the perfect square which we have taken? 1, no? So that I will take as error in x, or delta x is 1. Original value 82. The value which I have taken is 81. Difference between those two means error in x is 1. So x plus delta x x plus delta x becomes 81 plus 1, that means 82. X plus delta x becomes 82. That means you have to find f of x plus delta x now. So therefore, f of x plus delta x, f of x plus delta x becomes the square root of 82 now. Okay, so f of x plus delta x becomes, f of x is root x, no? So what is f of x plus delta x? Use this function instead of x, write x plus delta x. So f of x plus delta x means using this function square root of x plus delta x. That means square root of 82. So square root of 82 which we have to find now is actually f of x plus delta x. So f of x plus delta x we have to find, and we know that f of x plus delta x is approximately same as f of x plus dy, that means f dash of x into delta x. What is f of x? Root x. F dash of x means derivative of f of x. Derivative of f of x means derivative of root x is 1 by 2 root x into delta x. Now substitute all values. We know that x is 81, so therefore this is root 81 plus 1 by 2 root 81 into delta x means 1. So therefore this is approximately 9 plus 1 by 2 into 9, 18. Okay, 9 plus 1 by 18 we are getting. 9 plus 1 by 18. 1 by 18 means approximately 0.056. 0.056. So that means 9.056 is your approximate value of root 82. 9.056. Okay. Now the next question, find the approximate value of cos of 60 degrees 5 minutes. Now corresponding to this question, I will choose f of x as, what is the question given? Just relative to that question you take the function. I will choose f of x as cos of some variable x. This is f of x. Now cos of 60 degrees 5 minutes means near to this one. We know the value of cos 60 degrees absolutely. We know the perfect value of cos 60 degrees. Therefore, nearer to this angle whatever they have given, let us choose x as 60 degrees. And the difference of this x value and the given angle, what is the difference between these two? 5 minutes. That we will take as delta x. Means error in taking the value of variable. 5 minutes is taken as delta x such that x plus delta x becomes this given angle 60 degrees 5 minutes. Now x plus delta x is 60 degrees 5 minutes means f of x plus delta x only you have to find now. Okay, so now f of x plus delta x, this is f of x no? So what is f of x plus delta x? Cos of x plus delta x by seeing this function. That means cos of x plus delta x means 60 degrees 5 minutes. This itself we have to find. So f of x plus delta x itself is required for us. Okay, so therefore to find the value of f of x plus delta x, f of x plus delta x is approximately equal to f of x plus f dash of x into delta x. Okay, so f of x means cos x plus f dash of x means derivative of cos x, which is minus sin x. Delta x, we know delta x is taken as 5 minutes. Now we can substitute cos x. X is 60 degrees, no? So cos 60 degrees minus sin 60 degrees, 5 minutes. So this 5 minutes I will convert into degrees. We know that 1 minute is 1 by 60 of a degree. 1 minute is 1 by 60 part of a degree. Now 1 by 60 of a degree is nothing but 1 minute. Now, so let us convert this into radians. To convert into radians, this 5 minutes I can write as 1 minute is 1 by 60, no? So 5 minutes means 5 into 1 by 60. This is in terms of degrees. If you want to convert into radians, multiply with 0.0174 if you want to convert into radians. Of course, we have to convert into radians. We cannot keep it in terms of degrees itself. We have to convert into radians definitely. So 1 radian is 1 by 60 degrees. 5 radians will be like this. To convert into radians, multiply with 0.0174. Now this is cos 60 degrees is 1 by 2. Sin 60 is root 3 by 2. Simplify this one. That is 1 by 12 into 0.0174 radians. Now this we have to simplify. Okay. So 0.5, 1 by 2 means 0.5 minus 0.5 minus that whole value. If you simplify, the whole value will be 0.00124. After simplification, directly I am writing the value. 0.5 minus that thing will give you 0.4987. Approximately, this is the value of cos of 60 degrees 5 minutes. Now the next question, if the increase in the side of a square is 2%, that means percentage increase in the side they have given. Find the approximate percentage of increase in the area of the square they are asking. Okay, so increase in the side of a square they have given. Let us consider, let x be the side of the square. Okay, so what they have given is percentage increase in the side. Percentage increase or error. Increase means difference between the original value and the after the value which we take after increase. That is nothing but difference between those two error. Okay, so therefore percentage increase means error in the side of the square. X is the side, so therefore delta x by x into 100 is the percentage error or percentage increase here, which is given as 2%. That means 2. Let this be 1. Now what is being asked here is approximate percentage of increase in area. Okay, so let A be the area of the square. Let A be the area of the square. We know that area of the square is side into side. Side we have taken as x, therefore area is x square. What they are asking? Percentage increase in the area. Area is A. So therefore delta A by A into 100 will be the percentage increase in the area. So that is your requirement. Okay, now that is your requirement. Delta A by A into 100 you have to find. So therefore to get that value, first let us take log on both sides. Directly you cannot get delta A by A, no. So the technique to get that value is take log on both sides. So take log on both sides. Log A is equal to log x square. Now log x square means you can write that as 2 log x. Now differentiating this one with respect to x. We will differentiate with respect to x. Then we will get like this. See, log A derivative is 1 by A. Log A derivative is 1 by A into derivative of A. Here I will write that as delta A. Now 2 into log x derivative is 1 by x. Into derivative of x I will write as delta x. Okay. So this is the actually differentiating. I am using the delta representation here, not differentiation symbol like dy by dx and all those things. Delta representations we are using. Okay. So this is actually delta A by A value. Delta x by x into 100 we know. Therefore delta A by A into 100 is required, no. So multiply with 100 on both sides. Multiply with 100 on both sides. Now this itself you want now. See, delta A by A into 100 is your requirement. This value you know, this is 2. So therefore this is 2 into 2. That means 4. And 4 is what? A is area. So this is percentage increase in area. Percentage increase in area, that we got as 4. Okay. So next question, if the radius of the sphere is increased from 7 centimeters to 7.02 centimeters, find the approximate increase in volume of sphere. Just approximate increase in volume. In the previous question, percentage increase in the area they asked. This is just increase in the volume, not percentage increase. Okay. So therefore, radius of the sphere increased from 7 to 7.02 they have given, no. So let us consider radius of the sphere as r, which is 7 centimeters, and radius after increase it is 7.02. So how much increase is there in radius? That we will take as delta r, which is error in measuring the radius or increase in the radius, delta r. So delta r is taken as 0.02, sorry, 0.02. Approximate increase in volume of the sphere. So if volume of the sphere we are taking as V, okay, volume of the sphere, let us take as V. So what is the formula for volume of sphere? That is 4 by 3 pi r cube is the volume of the sphere. Okay, so the volume is in terms of r. Volume is a function of r, no? So let us differentiate with respect to r. So therefore V derivative I will write as delta V. 4 by 3 pi, this is constant. 3r cube derivative is 3r square into r derivative delta r. So instead of writing dv by dr, we write delta v here and delta r here. So these 3 I can cancel. Delta V itself is required. See, approximate increase in volume. V is the volume. This is increase in volume, or error in volume is delta V. Delta V itself is required. So delta V, what we are getting here is 4 pi into R square into delta R. Okay, so 4 pi. Pi value we know that 22 by 7. So pi is 22 by 7. R, what is R? 7. So R square is 7 square. And delta R is 0.02. So 7, 1, 7 you can cancel. That is 4 into 22 into 7 into 0.02. So this is 4 into 22 into 7. 0.02 means that is 2 by 100. Okay, now you can simplify very easily. So now simplifying this, we will get 12.32. 12.32, and this is actually error in volume. We have to write this as centimeter cube or cubic centimeter. So delta V, that is error in measuring volume or increase in volume or change in volume. That is nothing but 12.32 cubic centimeter.